Once upon a time, in the heart of the Roman Republic, there lived a man whose integrity shone like a beacon, unwavering amidst the turbulent tides of political strife. Born into a world where corruption and ambition often overshadowed virtue, Cato the Younger steadfastly held to his principles. Through the enduring power of Stoic philosophy, he not only forged his destiny, but also left an indelible mark on history, inspiring allies and adversaries alike. Welcome to Stoic Stories. This audiobook, Cato the Younger, Integrity as a Magnet for Change, belongs to Stoic Stories, all rights reserved. Join us to delve deeper into the profound journeys of Stoic philosophers and gain timeless wisdom. In the treacherous arena of Roman politics, Cato discovered a moral fortitude that transcended personal gain and political expediency. His story stands as a testament to the extraordinary impact of unwavering integrity and virtue. Imagine facing relentless political opposition, personal attacks, and the lure of power, yet remaining steadfast in your commitment to justice and ethical conduct. How did he achieve this? How did Cato the Younger, with his unyielding adherence to Stoic principles, manage to change his reality and influence the course of history? As you listen, you will uncover the profound secrets of Cato's resolute journey. Witness how he aligned his actions with his values, focusing solely on what was within his control and dismissing the rest. His life serves as a blueprint for anyone seeking to live with integrity, demonstrating that true power lies not in external accolades, but in the steadfastness of one's character. Prepare to be captivated by tales of resilience, virtue, and profound change. This audiobook will not only narrate the story of Cato the Younger, but will also illuminate how to apply his timeless teachings to your own life. Discover how focusing on virtue, rationality, and inner strength can attract positive outcomes and reshape your world. As we journey through the chapters, you'll find invaluable lessons on practical Stoic exercises in Chapter 5. But stay with us until Chapter 6, where we unveil a surprising connection between Cato's Stoic philosophy and the modern concept of the law of attraction. This intriguing intersection of ancient wisdom and contemporary thought is something you do not want to miss. Join us on this remarkable journey through the life of Cato the Younger, from the halls of the Senate to the annals of history. Let his story inspire you to find your own path to inner strength and transform your reality just as he did. Certainly, let's enrich the chapter with more vivid details, historical context, and philosophical insights. Chapter 1. Early Life and Background. Marcus Porcius Cato Utitensis, known to history as Cato the Younger, was born in 95 BC into a world of grandeur and strife within the Roman Republic. His family, the Porcii, held a distinguished lineage with his great-grandfather Cato the Elder, a paragon of Roman virtue and statesmanship. This illustrious heritage cast a long shadow over young Cato, but it was one he embraced with a fervent resolve to uphold the family's honor and principles. Cato's early life was framed by the political and social turbulence of Rome, a city grappling with the dichotomy of republican ideals and the growing ambitions of its leaders. The Republic was in a state of flux, with corruption seeping into its institutions and civil unrest threatening its stability. It was against this backdrop that Cato's education began, steeped in the rigorous traditions of Roman aristocracy. His family ensured he received instruction from the finest teachers of the time, who introduced him to the works of Stoic philosophers such as Zeno, Cleanthes, and Chrysippus. From a young age, Cato exhibited an extraordinary dedication to the principles of Stoicism. The Stoic philosophy, which emphasized virtue as the highest good, the alignment of one's actions with reason, and the maintenance of inner tranquility amidst external chaos, became the cornerstone of his character. Cato's commitment to these ideals was not merely theoretical, but profoundly practical. He sought to live each day in accordance with Stoic virtues, demonstrating an exceptional degree of self-discipline and moral clarity. One early anecdote that illuminates Cato's character involves a powerful official who sought to manipulate Cato's family for political gain. Even as a boy, Cato displayed a remarkable sense of justice and courage. When confronted with the official's machinations, young Cato stood his ground, resisting with a fierce integrity that would become his hallmark. This incident not only showcased his innate sense of justice, but also his willingness to confront corruption head-on, regardless of the personal risk. Tragedy struck early in Cato's life when he and his siblings were orphaned. They were taken in by their uncle, Marcus Livius Drusus, a reformist politician whose ideals and actions left an indelible mark on Cato. However, the brutal assassination of Drusus, when Cato was just 14, further shaped his worldview. This profound loss deepened Cato's resolve to fight for justice and honor his uncle's legacy. It was during these formative years, amidst personal and political turmoil, that Cato's Stoic principles solidified, guiding him through the challenges ahead. Cato's dedication to Stoicism was reflected in his daily life. Unlike many of his contemporaries who indulged in the opulence and excesses of Roman aristocracy, Cato chose a path of simplicity and austerity. He dressed plainly, in stark contrast to the lavish attire favored by other young nobles, and adhered to a rigorous regimen of physical and mental discipline. This lifestyle was not born of asceticism for its own sake, but from a profound belief in the Stoic ideal of apatheia, freedom from emotional disturbance. Cato believed that true strength lay in the mastery of oneself, not in the accumulation of wealth or power. His education extended beyond philosophical studies to the practical arts of rhetoric, law, and military strategy, essential for any Roman statesman. Cato's oratory skills were honed under the tutelage of the best rhetoricians, preparing him for the fierce debates of the Senate. His legal training equipped him to navigate the complex and often treacherous political landscape of Rome. In all these endeavors, Cato's Stoic beliefs provided a guiding framework, ensuring that his actions remained consistent with his principles. As Cato grew into adulthood, his reputation for integrity and virtue spread. He became known not just for his stern adherence to Stoic philosophy, but also for his unyielding commitment to justice and the public good. His peers and mentors alike recognized in him a rare combination of intellectual rigor, moral fortitude, and practical wisdom. These qualities set the stage for his rise as a leading figure in Roman politics, where he would become a beacon of integrity and a formidable opponent of corruption. Cato's early life and background thus paint a picture of a young man deeply influenced by his lineage, philosophical education, and personal tragedies. These elements combine to forge a character of exceptional integrity and resolve. From his unwavering commitment to Stoic virtues to his courageous confrontations with corruption, Cato's early years laid the foundation for his later achievements. His life serves as a testament to the enduring power of integrity and the profound impact of living in accordance with one's principles. This rich tapestry of experiences and influences not only defined Cato's character, but also set the stage for his significant contributions to Roman history. His story is a reminder that even in the face of great adversity, steadfast adherence to virtue can lead to profound personal and societal transformation. As we delve deeper into the life of Cato the Younger, we will see how these early influences shaped his actions and decisions, ultimately leaving an indelible mark on the annals of history. Chapter 2. The Reset to Political Prominence. As Cato the Younger transitioned from youth to adulthood, his steadfast adherence to Stoic principles and unyielding integrity became increasingly evident. It was during this period that he began his ascent into the political arena, an environment teeming with ambition, corruption, and power struggles. Cato's journey was not driven by a thirst for power, but by a profound sense of duty and commitment to restoring the moral and ethical foundations of the Roman Republic. Cato's initial forays into politics were marked by a series of deliberate and calculated steps. He first served in a military capacity, as was customary for young Roman nobles. In 67 BC, at the age of 28, he joined the staff of the praetor Gaius Rubellius, who was engaged in the Roman campaign in Macedonia. Cato's conduct during these military engagements was exemplary, showcasing not only his strategic acumen, but also his moral fortitude. Unlike many of his peers who sought personal glory and enrichment, Cato led by example, sharing the hardships of his soldiers and upholding strict discipline. His reputation for integrity and fairness earned him the respect and loyalty of his men. Upon returning to Rome, Cato's political career began in earnest. He was elected to the position of military tribune, where his leadership and dedication to justice continued to shine. His tenure was marked by fairness, transparency, and a strict adherence to the law, qualities that endeared him to the Roman populace but often put him at odds with more corrupt and self-serving elements within the Senate. Cato's rigorous approach to his duties set a standard that few could match, further solidifying his reputation as a paragon of virtue. Cato's stand against corruption became one of the defining features of his political life. In 64 BC, he was elected quaestor, a position that involved financial administration and oversight. In this role, Cato meticulously reviewed and audited the accounts, uncovering numerous instances of financial malfeasance. His efforts to expose and rectify corruption were tireless, and he pursued wrongdoers with a relentless zeal. Unlike many of his contemporaries who might have used such a position for personal gain, Cato's singular focus was on restoring ethical governance and ensuring accountability. One of the most notable episodes during his quaestorship involved the prosecution of former quaestors who had embezzled state funds. Cato's rigorous investigation and subsequent legal action against these officials sent a clear message: corruption would not be tolerated. This stance earned him both admiration and enmity. Many saw him as a beacon of integrity in a sea of corruption, while others viewed him as a threat to their entrenched interests. Cato's insistence on ethical conduct and transparency set a precedent that would influence the administration of public offices for years to come. Cato's influence and prominence in the Senate grew with each passing year. He was elected tribune of the plebs in 62 BC, a position that gave him significant power to propose and veto legislation. In this capacity, Cato championed laws that promoted transparency, accountability, and the welfare of Roman citizens. His speeches in the Senate were characterized by their eloquence, logical rigor, and moral clarity. He often invoked Stoic principles, emphasizing the importance of virtue and reason in governance. His ability to articulate complex ideas in a compelling and accessible manner earned him the respect of his peers and the broader public. During this period, Cato formed alliances with other prominent senators who shared his vision for a reformed republic. Among these was Cicero, a statesman and orator of great repute. Though their personalities and approaches differed, Cicero was more pragmatic and willing to compromise, while Cato was rigid and uncompromising in his principles. They found common ground in their desire to combat corruption and uphold the values of the Republic. Together, they worked on legislative reforms aimed at curbing the excesses of power and ensuring greater accountability in public office. Cato's unyielding nature, however, often put him at odds with powerful figures in Rome, none more so than Julius Caesar. The two men represented starkly different visions for Rome's future. While Caesar pursued power and sought to expand his influence through populist measures and military conquests, Cato stood as a bulwark of republican values and legalistic order. Their confrontations in the Senate were legendary, with Cato's fearless oratory challenging Caesar's ambitions at every turn. One of the most dramatic confrontations occurred when Cato opposed Caesar's attempts to bypass traditional legal channels to achieve his political ends. During a heated Senate debate, Cato spoke for hours, passionately defending the Republic's laws and traditions. When Caesar attempted to silence him through procedural maneuvers, Cato's defiance only grew. On one occasion, when forcibly removed from the Senate chamber, he continued his speech from outside, undeterred and unbowed. This act of defiance became emblematic of his unwavering commitment to principle over expediency. Cato's role in the Senate extended beyond mere opposition. He actively worked to implement reforms that he believed would restore Rome's moral and political foundations. He advocated for laws that limited the power of the elite, protected the rights of the citizens, and ensured fair and just administration of the state. His legislative efforts, though often met with resistance, were driven by a deep conviction that Rome could and should return to its virtuous roots. One significant legislative effort led by Cato was the Lex Portia, which aimed to limit the powers of magistrates and protect citizens from abuses of authority. This law was designed to curtail the arbitrary exercise of power and ensure that all citizens, regardless of their social status, were treated fairly under the law. Cato's tireless advocacy for such measures highlighted his commitment to justice and equality, principles that were at the core of his Stoic beliefs. As Cato's political career progressed, his reputation for integrity and virtue became legendary. He was seen as the moral compass of the Senate, a man whose actions were guided by principle rather than expediency. His dedication to the Stoic ideals of wisdom, courage, justice, and temperance not only shaped his political decisions, but also inspired those around him to strive for higher standards of conduct. Cato's influence was not limited to the Senate. It extended to the broader Roman society. His public speeches and writings were widely disseminated, influencing public opinion and encouraging a greater emphasis on ethical conduct. His example inspired a new generation of leaders who sought to emulate his commitment to virtue and integrity. Cato's legacy as a paragon of Stoic virtue continued to resonate long after his death, influencing philosophical and political thought for centuries to come. In conclusion, Cato the Younger's rise to political prominence was marked by his unwavering commitment to Stoic principles and his relentless pursuit of justice. His early military and political career set the stage for his later achievements, showcasing his integrity, courage, and dedication to the public good. Through his actions and decisions, Cato demonstrated that true leadership is grounded in virtue, and that unwavering integrity can indeed be a powerful force for change. His legacy as a champion of republican values and ethical governance remains a powerful example for leaders and citizens alike. Chapter 3. The Stoic Philosopher. As Cato the Younger continued to navigate the treacherous waters of Roman politics, his profound commitment to Stoic philosophy became ever more apparent. Unlike many of his contemporaries, who used philosophy as a tool for rhetorical skill or as a veneer for political maneuvering, Cato lived and breathed the tenets of Stoicism. This philosophical grounding not only shaped his personal conduct, but also influenced his political strategies and interactions, establishing him as a paragon of Stoic virtue. The Stoic philosophy, which Cato adopted early in life, was built upon the teachings of great philosophers such as Zeno of Citium, Cleanthes, and Chrysippus. Central to Stoicism was the belief that virtue was the highest good, and that living in accordance with nature and reason led to true happiness. This philosophy espoused the idea that external circumstances, whether fortune or misfortune, should not disturb one's inner peace. For Cato, these teachings were not mere intellectual exercises, but guiding principles for life. Cato's daily practices were a testament to his dedication to Stoicism. He lived a life of remarkable simplicity and discipline, eschewing the luxuries and excesses that characterized the lives of many Roman aristocrats. His attire was modest, his diet plain, and his lifestyle ascetic. He believed that indulgence in material wealth and pleasure was a distraction from the pursuit of virtue and wisdom. This austere way of life was not an affectation, but a sincere expression of his philosophical beliefs. His commitment to Stoicism was also evident in his public duties. As a magistrate, Cato was known for his scrupulous honesty and fairness. He took his responsibilities seriously, approaching each task with the meticulous attention to detail that Stoic philosophy demanded. His refusal to accept bribes or engage in corrupt practices set him apart in a political environment where such behavior was rampant. Cato's integrity in public office reinforced his reputation as a man of principle, further solidifying his influence in Roman society. Cato's philosophical rigor extended to his personal relationships. He valued friendships based on mutual respect and shared values rather than political convenience. His close circle included prominent figures like Cicero, who, despite their differences, admired Cato's steadfastness. Cato's interactions with others were marked by honesty and directness, qualities that sometimes made him appear unyielding or harsh. Yet those who knew him understood that his exacting standards were born of a genuine commitment to virtue and the betterment of the Republic. One of the most vivid illustrations of Cato's Stoic principles in action was his reaction to personal tragedy. The death of his beloved brother Caepio was a profound loss that deeply affected him. However, true to his Stoic beliefs, Cato sought to maintain his composure and rationality in the face of grief. He refrained from excessive mourning, demonstrating the Stoic ideal of accepting the natural course of life and death with equanimity. This remarkable self-control and adherence to philosophy during such a personal crisis underscored Cato's dedication to Stoicism. Cato's commitment to Stoic philosophy also shaped his political confrontations. His opposition to Julius Caesar was not merely a clash of political ambitions, but a fundamental disagreement over the future of the Roman Republic. Cato viewed Caesar's pursuit of power and populist policies as a threat to the Republic's foundational principles. His resistance was rooted in his belief that the preservation of the Republic required a return to virtue and adherence to the rule of law. Cato's speeches in the Senate were infused with Stoic rhetoric, emphasizing the importance of justice, courage, and temperance. Cato's philosophical teachings and practices had a significant impact on those around him. His unwavering adherence to Stoic principles inspired a sense of respect and admiration, even among his adversaries. While some viewed his rigidity as impractical or overly idealistic, others saw in him a beacon of integrity and a model of virtuous conduct. Cato's life demonstrated that Stoic philosophy was not an abstract or esoteric pursuit, but a practical guide to living a life of moral excellence. In his later years, Cato continued to advocate for Stoic principles both in his personal life and public service. His commitment to philosophy remained unshaken, even as the political climate grew increasingly hostile. The final years of his life were marked by the tumultuous events of the Roman Civil War, where he remained a staunch defender of the Republic against the forces of tyranny. Cato's refusal to compromise his principles, even in the face of overwhelming adversity, exemplified the Stoic ideal of living in accordance with one's values, regardless of external circumstances. In conclusion, Cato the Younger's life as a Stoic philosopher was characterized by a profound and unwavering commitment to the principles of virtue, rationality, and inner peace. His daily practices, public duties, and personal relationships all reflected his dedication to Stoicism. Cato's ability to maintain his philosophical integrity amidst the chaos of Roman politics and personal tragedies set him apart as a true exemplar of Stoic virtue. His legacy as a Stoic philosopher continues to inspire those who seek to live a life of moral excellence and unwavering integrity. Chapter 4. Integrity in Adversity. As Cato the Younger's political career advanced, his unyielding commitment to Stoic principles and integrity was put to the test through numerous confrontations with some of Rome's most powerful figures. Among these, his clashes with Julius Caesar were the most significant, marking a defining period in his life and the history of the Roman Republic. Cato's opposition to Julius Caesar was grounded in a fundamental conflict of ideals. Caesar represented a new order driven by personal ambition and populist tactics, while Cato stood firmly for the traditional republican values of duty, law, and moral rectitude. This ideological divide came to a head as Caesar's power and influence grew, threatening the very foundations of the Republic. The Senate, the heart of Roman political life, became the primary arena for their confrontations. Cato, renowned for his oratory skills and unwavering stance, used his position to challenge Caesar's policies and actions at every turn. He was a vocal critic of Caesar's attempts to consolidate power, seeing them as antithetical to the principles of the Republic. Cato's speeches were not just political rhetoric. They were deeply philosophical arguments rooted in Stoic ideals, emphasizing the importance of virtue, justice, and the rule of law. One of the most dramatic moments in their rivalry occurred during the Senate debates over Caesar's proposed laws. Caesar, seeking to bypass traditional legal procedures, attempted to use his populist support to force through legislation that would grant him unprecedented power. Cato, recognizing the threat to the Republic, stood resolute against these measures. During one heated session, Cato spoke for hours, using his oratory to meticulously dismantle Caesar's arguments and expose the dangers of his ambitions. Caesar's frustration with Cato's relentless opposition reached a peak during one such session, where he ordered Cato's arrest to silence him. Undeterred, Cato continued his speech as he was being dragged out of the Senate, his voice echoing the principles of justice and integrity that he held dear. This act of defiance only solidified his reputation as a paragon of virtue, willing to suffer personal consequences for the sake of the Republic. The conflict between Cato and Caesar was not confined to the Senate. It extended to the broader political landscape of Rome, influencing public opinion and the actions of other political figures. Cato's integrity and steadfastness in the face of Caesar's growing power inspired many, even as it alienated others who saw compromise as a more pragmatic approach. His refusal to bend to the pressures of political expediency set a standard of moral conduct that was rare in the turbulent world of Roman politics. As the political climate intensified, Cato's role in the civil war between Caesar and Pompey became pivotal. Aligning himself with Pompey, who represented the senatorial cause against Caesar's march toward autocracy, Cato's involvement was driven by his unwavering commitment to the principles of the Republic. He saw the war not merely as a struggle for power, but as a battle for the soul of Rome. His leadership during this period was marked by a Stoic resolve to fight for justice, even in the face of overwhelming odds. Cato's journey through the Civil War was a testament to his courage and integrity. Despite numerous setbacks and the eventual defeat of the senatorial forces, he remained committed to his principles. His leadership in the African campaign, where he took command of the remaining senatorial forces, demonstrated his ability to inspire and lead under the most challenging circumstances. Even as the situation grew dire, Cato's belief in the righteousness of his cause never wavered. The culmination of Cato's resistance to Caesar's rule came with the fall of the senatorial stronghold in Utica. Faced with the reality of Caesar's impending victory and the collapse of the Republic he had fought so hard to defend, Cato made a decision that would become one of the most defining moments of his life. Choosing death over surrender, Cato took his own life, an act that was both a final defiance against tyranny and a profound statement of his commitment to Stoic principles. Cato's suicide was not merely an act of despair, but a calculated decision grounded in Stoic philosophy. In taking his life, he sought to maintain his autonomy and integrity in the face of overwhelming force. This final act was seen by many as the ultimate expression of his belief that virtue and honor were worth more than life itself. It was a demonstration of the Stoic ideal that one should live and die in accordance with one's principles, regardless of external circumstances. In the aftermath of his death, Cato's legacy continued to resonate. His steadfast opposition to Caesar, his unyielding commitment to the Republic, and his ultimate sacrifice became symbols of integrity and virtue. Even those who had been his political adversaries could not help but respect the consistency and courage of his life and death. Caesar himself reportedly lamented, "Cato, I grudge you your death, as you grudged me the preservation of your life." Cato the Younger's life was a testament to the power of integrity in adversity. His unwavering commitment to Stoic principles and his fearless opposition to corruption and tyranny set a standard of moral conduct that continues to inspire. In a world rife with political maneuvering and moral compromise, Cato's life and death remind us that true power lies in living according to one's principles, regardless of the consequences. His legacy as a beacon of virtue and integrity remains a powerful example of the enduring strength of moral fortitude in the face of adversity. Chapter 5. Legacy of Honor. The death of Cato the Younger in 46 BC was a pivotal moment in Roman history, marking not only the loss of a steadfast defender of the Republic, but also the enduring power of integrity and virtue. Cato's unwavering commitment to Stoic principles and his ultimate act of defiance against Julius Caesar's tyranny left an indelible mark on the cultural and political landscape of Rome. This chapter delves into the immediate aftermath of his death, his long-term influence on Roman society, and his enduring legacy as a symbol of virtue and resistance. Cato's decision to end his life in Utica rather than submit to Caesar's rule was a final act of autonomy and a powerful statement of his dedication to the Republic's ideals. His suicide was meticulously planned and carried out with the same stoic calm that had characterized his life. This act of self-determination was seen by his supporters as the ultimate expression of his philosophical convictions, demonstrating that true freedom and integrity were worth more than life itself. In a letter he wrote on the eve of his death, Cato reaffirmed his commitment to the principles he had lived by, expressing his unwillingness to live under tyranny. The immediate reactions to Cato's death were polarized. Among his allies and the senatorial class, he was mourned as a martyr for the Republican cause. They saw his death as a tragic but noble sacrifice, a testament to his unwavering commitment to principle over personal safety. For these supporters, Cato's suicide was not an act of despair, but a profound demonstration of his Stoic beliefs, a final assertion of his moral and philosophical ideals. His friends and followers held him in high esteem, commemorating his life and death with public eulogies and private mourning. Julius Caesar's reaction to Cato's death was one of grudging admiration mixed with relief. According to historical accounts, Caesar lamented, "Cato, I grudge you your death, as you grudged me the preservation of your life." This statement reflects the complexity of their relationship. Despite their political enmity, Caesar could not help but respect Cato's unwavering integrity. Caesar's acknowledgement of Cato's moral superiority underscores the powerful impact that a life of principled conduct can have, even on one's adversaries. Cato's legacy extended far beyond the immediate political repercussions of his death. He became a symbol of resistance against tyranny and a model of virtuous conduct. His life and death were celebrated by later generations as exemplars of moral integrity and Stoic fortitude. Philosophers, statesmen, and writers throughout history have drawn inspiration from Cato's unwavering commitment to his principles. His legacy influenced prominent figures such as Cicero, Seneca, and even modern thinkers who have sought to uphold the values of integrity and virtue in their own lives. Cicero, a contemporary and admirer of Cato, often praised him in his writings, highlighting Cato's unyielding commitment to the Republic and his moral rigor. Cicero's works preserved the memory of Cato's virtues and ensured that his example would be studied and emulated by future generations. Seneca, the Stoic philosopher, also drew heavily on Cato's life, using it as a benchmark for Stoic conduct. In his letters and essays, Seneca frequently cited Cato as the epitome of Stoic virtue, a man whose actions perfectly aligned with his philosophical beliefs. Cato's influence on Roman society was profound and enduring. His life and death became a touchstone for discussions about the nature of virtue, the role of the individual in society, and the limits of political power. By embodying the Stoic ideal of living in accordance with nature and reason, Cato set a standard for ethical conduct that challenged the prevailing norms of his time. His example encouraged others to strive for higher standards of behavior and to resist the temptations of power and corruption. The cultural and literary legacy of Cato the Younger is significant. He has been immortalized in various works of art, literature, and historical writing. His life inspired countless biographies, dramas, and philosophical treatises that explored his character and the principles he stood for. Writers like Plutarch and Lucan portrayed Cato as a heroic figure whose unwavering commitment to virtue serves as a moral exemplar. Plutarch's Life of Cato the Younger and Lucan's epic poem Pharsalia are among the most notable works that celebrate Cato's life and legacy, emphasizing his role as a steadfast defender of the Republic. In addition to his influence on philosophy and culture, Cato's legacy also had practical implications for the governance and political thought of subsequent generations. His resistance to tyranny and his advocacy for the principles of the Republic influenced the development of republican ideals in later periods. The principles Cato championed, justice, accountability, and the rule of law, resonated with those who sought to build and maintain societies based on ethical governance. His life served as a reminder that the strength of a republic lies not in the power of its rulers, but in the virtue of its citizens. Cato's legacy continued to inspire leaders and thinkers long after the fall of the Roman republics. During the Renaissance, Cato was revered as a model of civic virtue and moral integrity. His life and principles were studied by scholars and statesmen who sought to revive the ideals of the classical world. In the Enlightenment, Cato's example influenced political philosophers and revolutionaries who advocated for liberty and republicanism. His life served as a powerful argument for the importance of individual virtue and ethical leadership in the creation and preservation of free societies. In contemporary times, Cato's life continues to resonate as a beacon of integrity and virtue. His unwavering adherence to Stoic principles provides a timeless model for those seeking to navigate the complexities of modern life with moral clarity and purpose. Leaders and individuals alike can draw valuable lessons from Cato's example, recognizing that true influence and lasting impact come from living in accordance with one's values. Cato's story also underscores the importance of resilience and courage in the face of adversity. His ability to maintain his composure and integrity, even in the most challenging circumstances, serves as a powerful reminder that true strength lies within. In reflecting on the life of Cato the Younger, we are reminded of the enduring power of integrity and the profound impact that a commitment to virtue can have on the world. Cato's unwavering adherence to Stoic principles, his fearless opposition to corruption, and his ultimate sacrifice for his beliefs have left an indelible mark on history. His legacy continues to inspire us to strive for higher standards of ethical conduct and to live our lives with purpose and integrity. As we conclude this exploration of Cato the Younger's life, let us carry forward the lessons of his example. Let us strive to embody the virtues of wisdom, courage, justice, and temperance in our own lives. By doing so, we honor the legacy of Cato and contribute to a world where integrity and virtue are the guiding principles. Cato's story is a testament to the transformative power of living in accordance with one's values, a legacy that will endure for generations to come. Chapter 6. Integrity as a magnet for change. Cato the Younger's life is a testament to the profound impact that unwavering integrity and steadfast adherence to Stoic principles can have, not only on the individual, but also on the society around them. His commitment to virtue, justice, and moral rectitude drew respect and influence, shaping his reality and leaving a lasting legacy. This chapter delves into the ways in which Cato's integrity served as a magnet for change, transforming the Roman political landscape and resonating through the ages. In an era characterized by political corruption, moral decay, and intense power struggles, Cato the Younger stood out as a paragon of virtue. His life was marked by a strict adherence to Stoic philosophy, which emphasized living in accordance with reason and nature and viewing virtue as the highest good. This philosophical foundation provided Cato with a moral compass that guided his every action, setting him apart from many of his contemporaries who often succumbed to the temptations of wealth and power. Cato's commitment to Stoicism was not merely a personal endeavor, but a public one. His actions were a constant demonstration of his principles, and he made no compromises, regardless of the political or personal cost. This unwavering stance attracted a great deal of respect from those around him, even from his political adversaries. Julius Caesar, one of his most formidable opponents, often found himself begrudgingly admiring Cato's steadfastness. Despite their political differences, Caesar acknowledged the strength of Cato's convictions and the nobility of his character, reflecting the profound respect that integrity can command. Cato's influence extended beyond personal respect. It permeated the political sphere of Rome. His tenure as quaestor, tribune, and senator was marked by relentless efforts to combat corruption and restore ethical governance. Cato's rigorous auditing of public accounts and his prosecutions of corrupt officials demonstrated his commitment to transparency and accountability. These actions were not merely symbolic, but had tangible impacts on the administration of the Republic, setting higher standards for public office and influencing the behavior of his peers. One of the most striking examples of Cato's integrity attracting change was his opposition to Julius Caesar's rise to power. Cato viewed Caesar's ambitions as a direct threat to the Republic's values and legal traditions. In the Senate, Cato's speeches were infused with Stoic rhetoric, emphasizing the importance of justice, law, and virtue. His fearless confrontation with Caesar, including his dramatic protest during Senate debates, galvanized those who feared the erosion of Republican principles. Cato's resistance inspired others to join the cause, demonstrating how one individual's unwavering commitment to integrity can mobilize collective action. Cato's personal life further illustrated the magnetism of his integrity. Unlike many Roman aristocrats, Cato lived a life of simplicity and austerity, shunning luxury and excess. His plain clothing, modest diet, and rigorous self-discipline were reflections of his Stoic beliefs. This lifestyle earned him admiration and emulation from those who saw in Cato a living example of philosophical ideals put into practice. His friends and followers were drawn to his authenticity and moral clarity, finding in him a mentor and role model. The impact of Cato's integrity extended beyond his lifetime. His life and death became emblematic of the struggle between virtue and vice, between the ideals of the Republic and the ambitions of autocrats. Philosophers such as Seneca, Epictetus, and Marcus Aurelius drew inspiration from Cato's example, incorporating his life lessons into their writings and teachings. Cato's story became a powerful narrative of moral fortitude and ethical leadership, influencing not only philosophical thought, but also the broader cultural and political discourse. Cato's legacy also had practical implications for governance and political theory. His advocacy for justice, accountability, and the rule of law influenced the development of republican ideals in later periods. The principles he championed became foundational to the concept of ethical governance, inspiring political thinkers and leaders who sought to build societies based on virtue and integrity. Cato's life served as a reminder that the strength of a republic lies not in the power of its rulers, but in the virtue of its citizens. In contemporary times, the concept of integrity as a magnet for Changa remains highly relevant. Leaders will embody integrity, transparency, and ethical behavior can inspire and influence those around them, creating a positive impact on their organizations and societies. Cato's life provides a timeless example of how personal integrity can be a catalyst for broader societal change. His unwavering commitment to his values demonstrates that true influence comes from living in accordance with one's principles and inspiring others to do the same. In conclusion, Cato the Younger's life is a profound illustration of the power of integrity to attract respect, admiration, and influence. His steadfast adherence to Stoic principles and his relentless pursuit of virtue and justice transformed not only his own life, but also the society around him. Cato's example continues to inspire, reminding us that true power and lasting change stem from living in alignment with one's values. His legacy is a testament to the enduring strength of moral fortitude and the transformative impact of unwavering integrity. Conclusion. Cato the Younger's life is a profound testament to the enduring power of integrity, virtue, and Stoic philosophy. Through his steadfast commitment to these principles, he not only navigated the complexities of Roman politics with unwavering moral clarity, but also left a legacy that continues to inspire and instruct. Cato's journey from his early life, through his rise in political prominence, to his ultimate act of defiance in death, underscores the transformative impact of living in accordance with one's values. His story illustrates that true power and influence stem from an unwavering adherence to principles, even in the face of overwhelming adversity. This alignment of actions with inner beliefs created a powerful presence that attracted respect and inspired change, echoing the modern concept of the law of attraction. Throughout his life, Cato exemplified the Stoic ideals of wisdom, courage, justice, and temperance. These virtues guided his every action, from his rigorous education and austere lifestyle to his fearless opposition to corruption and tyranny. His commitment to Stoicism was not merely theoretical, but was deeply woven into the fabric of his daily existence. This consistency between belief and behavior set a standard for ethical conduct that resonated with his contemporaries and continues to influence modern thought. Cato's integrity in the face of adversity was particularly striking. Whether confronting powerful figures like Julius Caesar or navigating the chaos of civil war, Cato's actions were always governed by a steadfast commitment to justice and the rule of law. His fearless resistance to corruption and his refusal to compromise his principles, even at great personal cost, exemplified the Stoic belief that true freedom and power lie within the control of one's own actions and attitudes. The legacy of Cato the Younger extends beyond his immediate impact on Roman politics. His life and death became emblematic of the struggle between virtue and vice, between republican ideals and autocratic ambition. His influence is evident in the works of later Stoic philosophers, who drew on his example to articulate the principles of their philosophy. Figures such as Seneca, Epictetus, and Marcus Aurelius found inspiration in Cato's unwavering commitment to virtue, incorporating his life lessons into their own writings and teachings. Moreover, Cato's legacy has had a lasting impact on the broader cultural and political landscape. His life has been immortalized in literature, art, and historical accounts, serving as a powerful reminder of the importance of integrity and moral fortitude. The principles he championed, justice, accountability, and the rule of law, have influenced the development of republican ideals and democratic governance in later periods. His example has inspired countless individuals to strive for higher standards of ethical conduct, both in their personal lives and in their roles as public servants. In contemporary times, Cato's life continues to resonate as a beacon of integrity and virtue. His unwavering adherence to Stoic principles provides a timeless model for those seeking to navigate the complexities of modern life with moral clarity and purpose. Leaders and individuals alike can draw valuable lessons from Cato's example, recognizing that true influence and lasting impact come from living in accordance with one's values. Cato's story also underscores the importance of resilience and courage in the face of adversity. His ability to maintain his composure and integrity, even in the most challenging circumstances, serves as a powerful reminder that true strength lies within. His life encourages us to focus on what we can control, our thoughts, actions, and attitudes, while letting go of external outcomes beyond our influence. This Stoic principle, exemplified by Cato, is a valuable guide for achieving inner peace and personal fulfillment. In reflecting on the life of Cato the Younger, we are reminded of the enduring power of integrity and the profound impact that a commitment to virtue can have on the world. Cato's unwavering adherence to Stoic principles, his fearless opposition to corruption, and his ultimate sacrifice for his beliefs have left an indelible mark on history. His legacy continues to inspire us to strive for higher standards of ethical conduct and to live our lives with purpose and integrity. As we conclude this exploration of Cato the Younger's life, let us carry forward the lessons of his example. Let us strive to embody the virtues of wisdom, courage, justice, and temperance in our own lives. By doing so, we honor the legacy of Cato and contribute to a world where integrity and virtue are the guiding principles. Cato's story is a testament to the transformative power of living in accordance with one's values, a legacy that will endure for generations to come.